What's going on YouTube? This is Zombie Duelist coming at you again with another deck profile. A lot of people have asked me about Trey Messinglaz's build. I looked at one of his most recent regional builds and I was actually highly impressed by it. So I made a variant for this new ban list. I've been playing with it against various decks, Light Sworns, Elemental Dragons, Bujins, pretty much all the meta, and I haven't found a deck that actually beats it. I've managed to do really well with it. It's kind of runs like an anti-meta. It completely stops your opponent from doing everything that they want to do, but at the same time it goes off, and it goes off really hard. Like, you can summon 3 to 4 synchros in a turn and completely wipe out your opponent's field at the process, or summon a 4,000 attack monster that they can't get around and make a completely impenetrable wall. So far with this format, a lot of people wanted me to post a zombie deck because Mizuki and Plague are now at 3. So since zombies is my favorite, I will start with this being the first deck in my format. I'll show you what I got so far. Alright, first off, we have 3 Pyramid Turtles. This is actually the backbone of the deck. This is what makes it consistent. Because with Pyramid Turtles, you could set up your Mizuki and your Plague Spreader plays, along with your Malicious plays, and a few other ones that I will go into later. 2 Goblin Zombies, very basic, just to add everything in the hand so you can get it going. 2, you don't really need more than that. 3 to me was too much, it clogs my hand. 1 Zombie Master, this surprised me. I actually didn't need more. You really don't need Zombie Master's effect. You get it off every now and then, but it's really not the backbone of the deck because you're going to do so much summoning out of your graveyard that you really don't need this guy as much. So he's perfect at 1. 3 Plague Spreaders makes the deck awesome. I'm going to love this format. It makes you synchro so much that your opponent can't even keep up. 3 Mizukis, same thing. Keeps your deck going, keeps your deck alive. Opponent can't do anything about it because the graveyard effect, you just keep going off over and over again. 1 Lila, very good to blow up back rows so you can go into those OTKs. 2 Raikos, helps you destroy their monsters or back row or whatever, and it helps you mill to get stuff in your graveyard quicker. 3 Malicious. This card also backbone of the deck because you can go into level 8 very easily. You can normal summon a Plague, banish Malicious, special summon an 8, top deck for Plague, special summon another Malicious, go into another 8. That's just one variation of many combos you can do. Card Trooper. Very good, consistent, helps you mill, helps you get your deck going. Very good card. Here's my personal favorite tech, Beast of Pharaoh. This card is so broken in this deck. I could typically, let's say I have a Mizuki, a Plague, and a Malicious Engrave, which when I mill 3, that's what usually happens, ironically. Normal summon this guy, banish Mizuki, special summon Plague Spreader, then banish Malicious, special summon a Malicious, synchro summon into Hyper Librarian. This guy's effect says I can special summon a zombie monster 4 stars or less after this is used for synchro material. So I special summon the Plague I just got out. I already have the Malicious on field, go into an 8. Then I draw a card. Then I top deck for a Plague again, banish another Malicious, draw another card after I synchro. So he gets you a lot of draw power, ironically, just from him being in the deck because he has access to Hyper Librarian. Dark Arm Dragon, really easy to get out in this deck. If you draw it, you're going to get it out whenever the hell you want because you have so much control in your graveyard. And probably the most annoying broken card in the deck, Endless Decay. Often this is a win condition. You set Pyramid Turtle first turn, they attack into it, you special summon this guy. They, let's say, set a few back row. On their end phase, you MST, Phoenix Swing Blast, you get rid of their back row. They now only have a monster if they have a monster. And if they don't, they take 4K to the face. They better do something about it the next turn. Or, let's say you already have that on field, you go into the Malicious play, your field is completely full with monsters that are synchros that have numerous effects. So this card is a huge, huge, huge problem for most opponents because they can't get around it. And let's say they do get around it, you Mizuki it out again, or you Book a Life it, or something like that. It just keeps coming back. Book a Life. Don't need to explain that. Typical zombie card. Foolish Burial keeps your deck going. Charge of Light Brigade, really good. Helps you search for your Eikos and mill. Burial, really good in this format now that you have 3 Mizukis and 3 Plague Spreaders. Often I'll have 3 Mizukis in my graveyard. I'll banish 3 to do a crazy turn. Then Burial, put them back in. Special summon even more crap out of my graveyard. So this keeps it going. This card I love in this deck. Let's say you banish a Mizuki, special summon a Plague, banish a Malicious, special summon a Malicious, go into Scrap Dragon. You use this, discard a Mizuki or something out of your hand, special summon the Mizuki that you just banished, pop it with Scrap Dragon, send it to graveyard, banish it again, go off again. This card keeps your deck going a lot. Dark Hole, good. 3 MSTs, a must. Absolute must in this format. This is what keeps me OTKing my component consistently, because I'll set like 1 of these and 2 Phoenix Wing Blasts, or 2 of these and 1 Phoenix Wing Blast, or something like that, and your opponent just can't do anything just for the fact that you have their field cleared on their end phase. 3 Dualities, very, very good also, especially first turn when you set that Pyramid Turtle, set back row, activate Pot of Duality, set more back row, very good. Call the Haunted, really good. Really, 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 really good. Especially on cards like Endless Decay. Compulsory Evacuation Device, very good. Just good staple to have in most any deck that runs traps. Torrential Tribute, Solemn Warning, Bottomless Trap Hole, and 3 Phoenix Wind Blasts. Very, very consistently good, because it helps you put stuff in your graveyard. It helps you pump everything. And the best part about it is it sets your opponent back a turn. So you play this, their next draw is now completely useless because you just top decked what they had down. So that gets you the head start, so Endless Decay just bashes that head in. Alright, and now for the extra deck. Stardust. Scrap Dragon gets you a lot of good plays. And it just, the fact that you can put stuff that you want like Mizuki in graveyard, really good. Stardust Spark Dragon gets around a lot of really annoying situations. You could actually stall like crazy. When I was playing my girlfriend, I used this to stall against her Light Ray Diablos. So that worked really well. And it lasted for like 5 turns. Dark End Dragon. This card is incredibly viable in this deck. Like, you can send so much stuff that would be hard to get rid of with most decks. You could just send them to graveyard. So they have Zen Mains gone, Spear Reaper gone, just anything, or even a face down. So since you have nothing but Dark Tuner, it's very easily accessible. Black Rose Dragon. Double Crimson Blader. This card, I don't even know why it's rare. It should be secret. It's so good. Colossal Fighter, very good. It also gets pumps from your Malicious in grave and whatever is in your opponent's grave, so it's always good. Revived King Hades. This can negate flip effect monsters. It can negate stuff that have like Sangan effects, graveyard effects. It can negate Treeborn's effect. It can negate anything that it destroys physically. So this card is a must. Hyper Librarian gives you a lot of draws. A lot. Because you go on synchro loops that last all turn. You might summon 6, 7, 8 synchros in a turn. I've done it so many times. Vulcan the Divine. I was randomly trying this one out. It was actually really good because almost all the time I use Call the Haunted because I synchro with the material or something. This card, usually I can return my call and reuse it. So this card I really like in the deck. Really, really like it. And Void Ogre Dragon. He's broken. He's really broken because more than half the time I could set in my hand, and now I have a 3,000 attack and 3,000 defense pretty much Shein on the field. So my opponent just stares at that, and a lot of times they scoop because by the time I have that much advantage, they can't come back. Lavalval Chain. Sets up your graveyard very well. So you get a Zombie Master, you discard something, special summon a Mizuki, pitch the Mizuki, send a Plague or a Malicious Mizuki, whichever one. You could start your chains up like that. Very, very consistent with Lavalval Chain. If I had more, I probably would run 2 to 3, because this card is actually very, very good in this deck. Maestroke and Daigusto Emerald. I just randomly tried this in there and actually was very good, because let's say I used all my Maliciouses and I burialed them, then I exceeded Daigusto Emerald, put 2 of them back in deck, and one more card, draw a card, then now I could do the malicious plays all over again. So that card is very good in this deck. Alright, now I will show you some sample plays that this deck can do, the types of things that you should watch out for, and what to do with sample hands. This deck is much more difficult. It's not something that an average player will be able to pick up right off the bat. This deck forces you to think on your feet, because every hand you get is going to be completely different, and you're going to have to think on the spot. So I will show you how to run. Alright, now to show you some sample test hands that you might encounter with this deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That already started off pretty good. Pot of Duality. 1, 2, 3. Let's go into Book of Life. We'll add Book of Life to hand, so that way you can set up for that malicious play pretty quick. Alright. You set Pyramid Turtle. Let's say they attack into it, and then they attack another Pyramid Turtle. Now you can special summon your Plague. Or even better yet, I'll show you the Beast of Pharaoh loop. So bam, you got Beast of Pharaoh. Alright. You start your turn. You just drew a Mizuki. Normal summon Zombie Master. Pitch Malicious. Special summon Pyramid Turtle. Exceed summon. This is where Lavalval Chain becomes very useful. You detach your Zombie Master. Send Plague to graveyard. Book of Life, your Plague. Banish something out of your opponent's graveyard. Synchro Summon. Hyper Librarian. Beast of Pharaoh's effect kicks in, special summon your Plague. Bam! Use Malicious' effect. From grave, banish, special summon a Malicious from deck. Shuffle. Alright. Synchro Summon. Into a level 8. Let's go with Void Ogre, just because we can. Effective Hyper Librarian, draw a card. Now, you can top deck for Plague. Banish Malicious for a Malicious. Another Malicious. Synchro again. Plague gets removed. Summon Scrap Dragon. Draw another card. Burial from a different dimension. Discard your Mizuki that's in hand. Special summon Plague Spreader. Use Scrap Dragon's effect. Blow up Lavalval Chain. Blow up one of their monsters or cards. Doesn't even matter. Banish Mizuki. Special summon Zombie Master. Synchro Summon. Let's say Revive King. You draw another card. Top deck for Plague. Synchro again for another 8. Stardust. Draw another card. Burial. Put back in your Mizuki, Plague, and a Malicious. Banish Mizuki. Special summon Revive King. Alright, so this is your field. Keep in mind, you just blew up one of your opponent's cards with this. So chances are they're not going to make it through that. And you still have Dark Hole and Goblin Zombie in hand. Alright, so good luck with your opponent trying to make it through that, because you also have Stardust. And then let's see, your next draw would have been a Phoenix Wind Blast. Just would have sealed their fate. Alright, I will show you another test hand. Alright, now to show you another one just to prove how consistent this deck is. Alright. First hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you draw for draw phase. Pot of Duality. 1, 2, 3. Pyramid Turtle to hand. Pyramid Turtle's so good in this deck. Set. Set. Your opponents go. They attack in a Pyramid Turtle. Now you get out Endless Decay to make your opponent cry. Alright, so Endless Decay, they're in phase. You say, hey, I'm going to put one of your spell or trap cards that you just set back on top of your deck. So now, let's say they have no back row. They just have a monster. Alright, then you draw. Another Phoenix Wind Blast. Set it during main phase 2, naturally. And you summon Goblin Zombie. Attack into him. Set. There you go. Let's say they Dark Hole you. Everything's gone. Use Goblin Zombie's effect. Get out Zombie Master. They're in phase. You Phoenix Wind Blast them again. Let's get rid of Plague Spreader. Alright, so now they just top deck the card again. Now you draw. You summon Zombie Master. You attack him. You would set Phoenix Wind Blast again for the 3rd time. They try to do something again. Phoenix Wind Blast. Then you draw again. You attack them again. They get rid of your Zombie Master. You draw. Beast of Pharaoh. Call the Haunted. Special Plague Spreader. Synchro Summon. Get out Vulcan the Divine. Effective Beast of Pharaoh and effective Vulcan. Call Hunter returns to hand. Beast of Pharaoh special summons a zombie. Gonna special summon Plague Spreader. Synchro. To a level 8. Void Ogre Dragon. At this point, your opponent's already taken 4,018 to the face, probably even more. They're probably gonna die. You attack them, you negate their spells and traps. Then, let's say they set even more stuff. You draw. You book a life. You special summon Beast of Pharaoh. Call the Haunted. Plague Spreader. Synchro to Hyper Librarian. Effective Beast of Pharaoh. Special summon not endless decay. Special summon zombie master, plague, anything. You could summon a pyramid turtle, really. Doesn't even matter. And just keep swinging. That's the control side of the deck. So that duel was more controlling, much slower paced, but end of the day your opponent loses because they got Phoenix Wind Blast. They didn't draw any new cards 3 times, and you got rid of a lot of their monsters because of Endless Decay. So thank you for watching my video. Tell me what you think. Any suggestions or anything I'm welcome to take. Thank you very much. Zombie Duelist out.